Okay, so let's start with the webinar. Today we are gonna talk about the BXV Plus range. It is a new range of automation. As you can see, 3 different codes, and now we will see the difference. But it's a new range of automation, 24-volt DC, all of them equipped with the encoder for sliding gates up to 1,000 kilograms and 20 meters of length. So as you can see, we have 3 different codes. One version that can reach 400 kilograms. The second version can reach 600 kilograms. And then we have the version for 1,000 kilograms. The difference between these 3 models is only regarding the maximum weight and length that can be applied. Let's see a little introduction about the key points that we're going to see regarding the BXV Plus. We have a new ZBC1 control board dedicated for the BXV Plus operator. Thanks to the graphic display and to its innovative function, we will have the possibility to use also the quick setup function directly via control board. We will have a lot of accessories that we can install from the traditional one to the new one via 6 and bus. Adaptive speed and torque technology, and then the possibility to manage your product via smartphone and from remote thanks to KameKey or KameConnect. That's it. So this is the first introduction regarding this product. Now let's see an overview about it. So BXV Plus is a new range. Okay, it doesn't take phase out or phase in, but basically he will add to the BXV range. The BXV range is divided in 3 main sections. We have the standard BXV, the first one, the BXV Rapid, that basically can reach the double of the speed of a standard BXV. That's the only difference between a BXV and a BXV Rapid. And then, increasing our range, we have finally our BXV Plus. What is the difference from the outside if I take a old BXV and a new BXV and I start to compare them? Well, the new BXV Plus have the cover, so this element that you can see here, right here, that is higher 62 millimeters than before. This will allow you to install directly internally, so you can fit inside of the operator, two 12 volt 5 ampere hour batteries directly internally on the product. Before, you could always install batteries inside, but with less capacity. It was like 12 volt 1.3 ampere hour. What is the adaptive speed and torque technology? Basically, on the BXV Plus, you have the possibility to enable this function called adaptive speed and torque technology. You have 2 main functions. AST control in slowdown, AST control during the travel, during the movement. So in this case, what happened? I can enable this function and the system will always register all the variations in terms of gate force. So a difference in temperature, a difference maybe on the state of the gate. So for example, dirt, debris, or basically a force difference. So the force that is being applied is difference. And automatically, clearly regarding the value that is set on the function, the operator will constantly provide the optimum torque. This will avoid me during, for example, the change from winter to summer, or for example, to summer to winter, to go to the customer and maybe change some function, for example, the speed, because during the time, maybe the operator has been going slowly. In this way, I will not go there, but basically the operator will automatically increase or decrease the torque. These 2 functions normally are, as default, set in off, but I have the possibility to enable and set a value between minimum, medium, maximum, or customized sensibility. That's it. If I want to enable it, I will basically enter into the control board, and now we're going to see of the BXV Plus, and be able to set it up, or by using the KameKey. On the BXV Plus control board, you might see a yellow terminal. That terminal there is for using the bus 6N system. Then you have the adaptive speed and torque technology, the function that we saw now, the graphic display, so everything that you will try to program and to see directly from the control board, it will be written on the display. I don't have to remember a function, menu, or some combination of deep switch. I have everything written right there. Kame key, Kame connect possibility, as you can see by this slot that right now is being used by the Kame key, and automatic setup wizard, but not only that, the management of up to 1,000 users. Users for Kame, I remember you, are the badges, the keypad codes, and the transmitters. All these three ways to command the operator could be combined up to 1,000 of them. So I saw an interesting question. I can swap the control board ZWC1, so the control board of the BXV Plus, in a old BXV. No, the ZWC1 is dedicated only to the BXV Plus. On the standard BXV, you have the control board called ZN7. So let's give a look to the accessories that I can install inside this product. I have the real possibility. So by installing this card, I have the possibility to command up to 10 different devices. For example, like photocell, flashing lamp, and devices for the safety edge, all commanded via radio, via wireless system. In fact, each one of these devices will have and will need the batteries fitted inside to give the power supply. But after that, basically, what I can do is connect this radio card and connect all the devices via radio. In this way, thanks also to the power supply via batteries, I won't need any cable to install. So you have this possibility. Clearly, we will see that you have always the standard safety terminal like 6, Y, CZ, and CK. But you know that if you need wireless safety system, you could use Rio. Then we have the RSI slot. Why we have two RSI slots? So usually the first RSI card is used for enable the CRP, Camera Remote Protocol. If you would like to command from remote your operator using some particular device, you will need to install this card called RSI. By installing it, I can set via function to enable it for using the Camera Remote Protocol. The second slot could be used for doing the paired operation. So if the customer wants with one button of the transmitter to open both the two operators together, what I have to do to perform this operation is to install one RCA on the master, the other on the slave, and do a cable connection between A, B, G, and D. In this way, it will be possible to set the operators as paired, so master and slave. Why we have two slots? So for responding to this question, if a customer wants to command or the technician wants to command from remote the operators in paired, they can do it by using one RSI for Camera Connect and the other for the paired connection. If you are interested on how to perform the paired operation, I show you on the documentation manual. So by going here and writing docs.kame.com, we write BXV. So now that I know also the code, it will be easier to do like this. Okay. We click on English. So by the way, here you can see all the documentation regarding Kame products with just a simple click. Now we wait for the page to load. Here we are. I go on the last pages usually. And here we are. So I close, sorry, all these Adobe panels. As you can see, to perform an operation like this, what you need is one RSA on the master, one RSA on the slave, ABG and the connection, and that's it. By the way, I saw before a question if I can show the function for the Adaptive speed and torque technology, absolutely yes. So IST, but I can see it right here in the meanwhile. Remember that this function that I'm going to show you now is the one that we were talking before regarding the possibility to set, here we are, the control during the slowdown or during the travel. And in this way, you see, adjust the obstruction detection sensitivity during the gauge travel or during the gauge slowdown, depending on the percentage that you set. So if you want to enable that function, you go on the control board and you set the value for these two functions here. By default, they are deactivated. Okay, so if you don't need that, don't worry, leave it just off. AF card, this one is used in Kame for the transmitter. So I have AF433 or AF868, depending on the frequency that I need and that I use. Kame key, Kame Con slot possibilities. So Kame key for a local management, Kame Connect for a remote management, giving also the customer the possibility to have a dedicated app for commanding the operator from remote. And clock card. The clock card could be used for having, for example, an automatic opening from Monday to Friday at 8 a.m. Each day, or every day, sorry, the BXV Plus or the operator that has the clock card will perform the action at that hour time. I can set different event up to 8 different time zones in a day for having the inputs that can be used for photocell or also for safety edge 8.2 kilo ohm. You can set the terminal to be also resistive. Encoder and graphic display for the configuration. As accessories, you can install also, so now we're gonna see all the part of selector and photocell, for example, via bus, but you have to know that as limit switch, you have the mechanical one, or as optional, you have the magnetic limit switch. Some of you might not have seen the 800 R700 control cards. So for using keypad or transponder. Because as I was telling you, you have to know that the BXV Plus has the 6 bus system. So two-wire, no polarized communication bus that allows you to connect via chain connection, star connection, or a mixed connection all the Kame devices. What I need to do is to connect all these devices that, no worry, now we're gonna see which devices and how many. But once I have connected them, I have to remember to set an address. How? Well, every single one bus devices of Kame have a deep switch inside. From a combination of deep switch, I can set the address for having first selector, second selector, first couple of photocell by only setting via deep switch. These are some characteristics regarding the bus. So the cable will not be shielded, not be twisted, a floor normal cable. Length maximum from the last device on the bus line could be 50 meters, but all the branches could arrive up to 150 meters together. Okay, but what can I connect on the 6 bus terminal? Up to 7 selectors between keypad, MyFair, Manchester transponder, key selector, or Bluetooth selector dedicated with the app Automation BT for managing my operator via Bluetooth. I can connect up to 8 couples of photocell by using only 2 wires. They could be orientable or non-orientable, depending on the type that I prefer. And these increase the safety for the Kame system. So we have the Rio via wireless. You have the standard and traditional safety inputs that we can use. And now we have also the possibility to manage the photocell via bus. So I have a triple way of protection for my Kame operator. 2 bus interface, nothing more than 2 inputs or 2 output. Additionally, for example, also in this case, to command an external relay, to command a garage light that can be temporized, and then up to 2 flashing lamps that are RGB. Also in this case, flashing lamp RGB, so I can do also semaphoric, green opening, red closing, for example. I don't need the antenna because the antenna is already integrated, and only 2-wire connection. Yeah, sorry, I forgot to tell you. I saw a question. Is the BXV Plus EN tested? So, what is EN tested? And to respond to your question, yes, but the 1001, so the last code, it's not EN tested. What is the EN tested for Kame? Kame take the product, does the impact forces test regarding the European norms. So, you know, the European country has some norms dictated by the European standards that they have to respect. In this case, Kame takes the product, does the impact forces, and if without adding safety edge, the product passes the test, it obtains the Kame EN tested logo. So if you are in European country and you install Kame product with the Kame EN logo, basically you will avoid to install safety edge. Okay, you can install a passive rubber just for avoid to scratch the cars. Clearly, why I was responding to the question saying the 1001 is not EN tested, because when you arrive at a certain point after 600 kilograms, I will say, it's really difficult to pass the impact forces without adding some rubber, some safety edge. So after a certain point on the Kame catalog, you won't see anymore the EN tested logo, just because the product, without installing safety edge or passive rubber, could not pass the impact forces test. Okay, so if you are in a European country and you are using the EN tested product, well done, because you can avoid to install safety edge. This is why also the guard, for example, of Kame, the automatic barriers, all of them have that yellow rubber on the bottom of the boom. It's just to avoid to scratching cars, because the product is tested for those impact forces. So thanks for the question, because it might be interesting to know. Yes, I saw another question, up to 1,000 users. Okay. So let's see some features regarding the graphic display and the control board. So you have, as I was telling you, a wizard setup programmation with a guided procedure that basically will help you to do a fast configuration. Maybe it's the first time I'm installing the BXV, or I don't remember how to do a setup of a Kame product. In this way, I have directly on the control board a guided procedure. Lift weight, so how many kilograms does it weigh? Type of system, if you have only one operator or two operators. Opening direction, if it is on the left or on the right. If you're using safety, so traditionally, and Rio, a Rio edge for the safety edge, or Rio pH for the photocell. User management, if you would like to add directly during the guided proceduration, the guided procedure to directly add some transmitter, for example, and in the end, the travel calibration. This is how you do a step-by-step procedure, but you can already find it when you do the startup of the operator for the first time. And by the way, you can always activate it, so don't worry about that. We were talking about impact forces. You know that if you want, you have a function for enabling for 1 hour the operator to work without maximum number of obstacle detection. Standardly, how it works, the Kame operator performs one maneuver, obstacle, second maneuver, obstacle, third maneuver, obstacle. He will wait. I need to remove the obstacle and do a complete cycle to tell him, okay, the obstacle was removed. All good, but when the technician was doing the impact forces, okay, you have to perform, just to tell you, 3 measures on each point, and there are like 9 points. Imagine each 3 times stopping to do an operation to reset the obstacle detection. If you are using this, remember that you have the impact test function that by enabling, you will have 1 hour free. You can deactivate before the hour or after the hour, it will automatically deactivate the function. By the way, on the guided procedure, he asked you the leaf weight because automatically the BXV will do a preset of the parameters just to help you be more faster with the configuration of all the parameters. So if I set, for example, 300 kilograms, he will set and do a preset of opening speed 60%, closing speed 17%, for example. Clearly, I can always customize the value that is set to me. Talking about function, I can also, as you can see, select each single movement phase. For example, the opening speed, closing speed, the speed on the slowdown during the opening or during the closing. So the opening slowdown, if I want like a soft start initial, exactly as you can see here, partial opening point. So thanks to the encoder, I can also manage all these little functions during the travel. During the travel, it could be also a good idea to know how many maneuvers had is done the operator. So in a lifetime or in the last maintenance, I can set these two number of maneuvers, total maneuvers and partial maneuvers. Partial because I can reset it every time I've done maintenance to see, for example, how many operation this automation has done. By the way, sometimes I get asked where I can see the maintenance where I can see all this information regarding the controls that I have to do. On the last pages of the manual, you'll find the MCBF, mean cycle between failures, and here you can see, yes, exactly, sorry, mean cycle between failures. And here you can see, because I saw the question right now, we got the same idea regarding the maintenance. You can see every 10,000 cycles, or in any case, every 6 months of operation, what you need to do. This is the table when you can see the MCBF value. So how much the number of cycles should be reduced also regarding where you are installing, if it is a windy area. Consider that it is this value here, I zoom so you can see it in the meanwhile, so this one on the left, is calculated with a correct installation and a correct maintenance. By the way, on every documentation manual, you can find it on the bottom. Self-learning rolling code, you know that in Kame, there exist two different type of transmitter. We have the fixed code and we have the rolling code transmitter. Which is the difference? The fixed code is the one that you easily copy. The rolling code is the one that you can't copy and you always need to add it. But sometimes to add a transmitter, you have to open the metal box, you have to reach the control board and enable the function. So sometimes you will have to ask to some people, hey, can I have the key for the box? Can I operate on the control board? In this way, to be more faster, if I already have a master rolling code transmitter and I have enabled this function, by being in front of the automation and keep pressing for 15 seconds the transmitter, I will open the radio channel that I can add it with the second transmitter. So it's not a copy, pay attention, it's an adding of the transmitter. In this way, I will have master, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seven, eight, nine, and all the way up to, in this case, it could be also 1,000. Fixed code, pay attention that clearly they are easily to copy. So, okay, I lost the transmitter. No worries, I take another one and I do the copy, I do the duplication. But pay attention that sometimes what happen, they do the master has fixed code, then everyone copy this code, and when the technician arrives to do the maintenance, on the control board he finds only one transmitter and thinks, okay, there is only one user. No, okay? So pay attention between the difference from copy to adding, okay? And to the technology that you prefer to use. Rolling code, we could say it's more safe just because you can't copy it. That's it. Languages, they using directly on the control board. You can select Italian, English, Deutsch, Espanol, whatever you prefer as language. Okay. Clearly, you can have it also the app setup, the same possibilities as languages. Talking about app and communication, you can use KameKey for a local installation. So I arrive to the operator, I install the KameKey, I connect via Wi-Fi through the KameKey, and then the app setup, I can do the configuration, I can do the backups of all the parameters and users, I can do the firmware update. So if there is some bug, if I need to update the control firmware board, I can do it by using a simple tool, the KameKey. And once I finish to do all this operation, I take off the KameKey and I take it with me. It's like a smart tool that I always take to connect and to program all the Kame devices from automation to video entry. But if I want to manage an operator, for example, that is far away from me and I want to do maintenance from remote to check the operation, you can do the same thanks to the Kame Connect devices. So with the Greeky or with the QB plus the slave module, you will be able to connect from remote and manage the installation. If you are interested on how to perform this connection, please follow us into the Training Lab platform, because in the next month we will take again the new series on how to with Kame Connect webinars and new apps. So be always updated regarding this world. Summing up what I told you, I forgot another thing. The BXV Plus clearly have all the foundation plate compatible with the other models. So you saw the BXV Rapid and the BXV Plus, they have the same foundation plate. I can remove the old BXV and install the new BXV Plus without having additional plate. So sum up, we have a 24-volt intensive use selection with a 6-on bus, the KameKey Kame Connect possibility, and a range that can arrive up to 1,000 kilograms and 20 meters of length. It is smooth, it is silent. You have also the adaptive speed and torque technology to better manage the movement, also thanks to the e-encoder that you have in the end testing function. And as you know, a lot of accessories from the keypads to the photocell to the apps that can be installed on the BXV Plus. Before concluding, let's see the BKV that is also reversible. So if you need a product that is reversible for the market, you can see also this type of product that has a lock function. Usually all the Kame operators are irreversible. This one, as I was telling you, can be put also in reversible, and it's a good solution for industrial operator, but for example, up to, as you can see, 2,500 kilograms without having to take a 230 product or a three-phase product. You can directly use this 36-volt operator that will allow you to have a continuous use. It's really similar to the BXV Plus. The only thing is that the control board, this product is older instead of the BXV, so it doesn't have the 6-on bus terminal, but it is encoder, it is untested, so you know that if you want, you can also avoid, depending on the model that you take, to install Safety Edge. Also here, KameKey Kame Connect and an advanced control board with a graphic display and all the configuration that we saw right now. So remember, we have the BXV Plus for mainly residential use, but you know that the camera range extend to also other different business unit. There is also the industrial, where we have 230-volt operator, three-phase operator, and in this case, 36-volt operator, for having always the maximum function and speed. Also, if I am talking about a gate that could be, for example, 2,000 kilograms or 500 kilograms. So, as promised, and as I told you, it will be a short webinar, like half an hour, 45 minutes, regarding the BXV Plus and the BKV. I hope that I have helped you, so some of you, that I have written some idea or maybe some doubts regarding this operator. As always, I stay here and now I open also the chat box if you have any question. But right now I will stop the record. So thanks as always for following Kame. And if you have some question or so doubt, remember always my email that is sbonacasa@kame.com. So as always,